Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking the top 10 best attainable small forwards right now in NBA 2K26 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get to ranking. We got ourselves a pretty solid list here. I gotta say, a lot of wild gems cards, of course, because that's how these lists are going to come out. But overall, pretty solid list with a lot of good cards, and not everybody is absurdly expensive on this list either. So it's a good, well-rounded list. I feel like the difference from the top to the bottom isn't that massive either. So yeah, with that being said, let's hop into it. Number 10 is going to be Trey Murphy. This is a brand new card that came out yesterday. I know he's only an amethyst. I'm telling y'all, yes, he needs a couple badges, but this card's good. You put Immovable Enforcer, On-Ball Menace, and then 2 other badges of your choice. Maybe it's Lightning Launch, maybe it's Pick Dodger, maybe it's Paint Patroller, probably 2 of those 3 though. 95 driving dunk, 86 3 ball, 89 speed, 92 vert, 80 strength, 90 stamina, decent defense all the way around with good athletic ability. Again, couple of defensive badges added to this card. He's already awesome as a slasher with a really good jumper and good shooting badges. I think this card is super duper solid. He's a great affordable option. No issues at all with him at the number 10 spot on this list. Number 9 is going to be Rui Hachimura. This card has the stats and badges of one of the best cards on this list, but honestly, I'm not sure the jump shot quite lines up, and that's why he's only number 9. He's not a bad card. He's 6'8" with a 6'10" wingspan. His stats are extremely complete. His badges are even more complete. Literally only missing 2 badges as a base card. It's absurd. He gets every badge in the game. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't think his jumper's that great. Sigs wise, certainly not special at all there. I mean, at the end of the day, I think he's just kind of a cone who doesn't have an incredible jumper on offense, and that to me is like a he's not a horrible card, but when you compare him to the rest of this list, his jumper is probably the worst jumper left on the list, and for me, that's enough where I think I can put him pretty comfortably at the number 9 spot and not feel too bad about it, despite the stats and the badges that he does have and how complete he is, because, again, very good card, but for me, I think it's reasonable to put him number 9. Number 8 is going to be Diamond Jeff Green, another guy who, if you like slashing, you like athleticism, you're going to like Jeff Green. Jumper is nice and smooth, too, and defensively, he's good as well. 6'8" with a 7'1" wingspan, another guy with very complete stats, solidly complete badges. I honestly think if you wanted to put him higher than this with Hoff Posterizer, touchdown specialist, on-ball menace, post lockdown, you probably could. I will say his jumper's a little weird this year, I guess, compared to last, I feel like, but it's still good. Honestly, when I look at this card on paper, I think I'm putting him a little too low. I mean, that's really my takeaway from looking at this card. He's kind of been an afterthought for me in a lot of ways with the small forward position, but I think this card's really good. Now, he has no off the dribble ability at all, so obviously got to keep that in mind. But good jump shot, great slasher, really well-rounded stats and badges. Still a very good card. I like him a lot. I almost think I maybe should move him up a spot or 2. I don't know. Even with the lack of Sigs. Now, Sigs are the main reason this card is this high on the list. That's Glenn Robinson. This card is a little bit held back. Not held back. He might be slightly nerfed from where he was in terms of 6'7" with 6'10" wingspan, 89 3 ball, 90 driving dunk, Hoff poster, Hoff set shot, Hoff strong handle. The pro fade that he had was a nice little plus for sure. Fades aren't really all that good anymore. Sigs wise, having a decent escape, good behind the back, good solid dribble style, decent jumper. I mean, I like that aspect of the card as well. I think he's good. I don't have him as high as I would have prior to the patch this past week though. Prior to the patch, I was really high on this card as a shot creator, fader, come off of screens and be a little bit of a bucket getter. At this point, I'm not quite sure I'm that high on him anymore. I actually think I'm going to swap these 2. We're going to do it like this, and we're going to adjust the list a little bit because I want to move Jeff Green up a couple spots. I have Rudy Gay next up. I know people love Rudy Gay in my team, but this card doesn't really have animations in terms of Sigs anyway. Pro dribble style is fine, but escape isn't very good. Behind the back, LeBron, it's in the full court, it's not bad. Half court, it's not special. Brunson step back isn't the same this year, although it's not terrible. But honestly, I mean, jumper is absolutely money. Slashing is absolutely elite, and he's got a really good player build. Offensively, the card is great, but defensively, he's not special. He's not a liability, and especially if you add a couple more badges like a movable Paint Patroller, Pick Dodger, he's certainly not bad, but I don't think he's an insane defensive card either. Also needs a couple of shooting badges still with Limitless and Shifty, and is still going to be missing a couple of badges after that. And if you don't add Shifty because you're not fading as much, you could do that and include another badge. But still, at the end of the day, I mean, I think his animations, jump shot wise, slashing wise, player build wise, are really nice, but the lack of SIGs and lack of elite defense to me is like, I think 7 is probably fair. So that's where we're gonna have him. Number 5 is going to be Derek McKey. This card is a 6'10 defender. I low-key want to even like switch him and Jeff Green, though, I will say, because this card doesn't give you the defense or the slashing, or sorry, the slashing of a Jeff Green. I'm actually gonna make that change. With the way that the game's meta has shifted with this patch, I think Jeff Green's 95 driving dunk is a little more valuable. McKey only has an 80 now. He's a great defensive card, and he's 6'10", so very switchable, very good defender, and he's got the same jumper Glenn Robinson has, which is that default swing jump shot. Does not really have much by way of animations, but doesn't also need to too bad. Jumper is fine, defense is awesome, everything else is good enough to at least compete, and I think he is a very valuable card, being 6'10" and as switchable as he is on the defensive end of the court. But that being said, Jeff Green with his slashing ability, I am giving that 1 extra spot as well, putting him in the 5th spot. Number 4 is going to be, you know what? The problem with this list is it's so close, because DeMarre Carroll, I like his jumper better than McKey's, but he's 2 inches shorter. He doesn't have quite as good defensive Hall of Fame badges, but he's a better slasher. He's a little faster. I think I'm going to leave this. I think I'm okay with this. Brandon Goodwin has a very nice jumper. Obviously, this shot is really good. Movement-wise, again, there's nothing there, though, and it's like 3-and-D beast. Doesn't do anything off the dribble, but is a better slasher than a McKey. Doesn't have quite as good defensive badges as McKey, but I'd say his jumper's better too. I think he's better than McKey. The question is he better than Jeff Green? And honestly, with the way the slashing has shifted, I'd say that's closer than it was. I would have taken over Jeff Green last week, probably. At this point, I think that's a little bit closer. I think I'm going to leave it like this, but I really think you go either way. And honestly, I mean, here's the truth. The difference between number 4 and number 10, especially a badge Trey Murphy, certainly the difference between number 4 and number 9 is not that big of a difference. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this list. These cards are close together. Use who you like, use who fits your playstyle. Tom Gugliotta is who I have at number 3, 6'10" with a 7-foot wingspan. Similar size-wise to McKey, not quite as good defensively by any means, but 95 standing and driving, again in a game which now rewards that slashing ability even more. I really like him. His jumper, Aaron Gordon base, is much better this year than it was last year. He may have no SIGs at all, but the base is good, the upper is good. He has a solid jumper and an elite finishing ability at 6'10", while still being a very versatile, solid defender. I think number 3 is fine. If you wanted to argue a little higher, I wouldn't be mad at you at this point. Alex English is going to be my number 2. 6'8", so he's not huge at small forward, but he's not small. He's got Curry Escape and Carmelo's jumper, which is really nice, in addition to, again, very complete stats and badges, as many of the guys on this list have had. But what I like about him is, again, that Carmelo jumper with a decent dribble style, Steph Escape, solid movement for a small forward on him, in addition to, again, being a great slasher, being a versatile quality defender. I just think in terms of total package, being able to score but also slash and defend at an elite level with a very good standstill jumper and a good fade. I mean, normal fade going right, especially from the mid-range, is still going to be an absolute bucket. He's got like a 90-something mid-range too. It's not like that's going to be an issue. I think number 2 for him is completely reasonable. I really like that card. And then number 1, even with the patch, he's still probably number 1, Glenn Rice. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. 6'8" with a 6'9" wingspan, standstill jumper is awesome. Ja Morant escape is really good. He's an unbelievable shooter, and he's a very solid slasher. He's a very solid defender. I mean, I like Glenn Rice a lot. I really do. I think he's a great card. I think he moves well. I think his jumper is really, really nice, and he obviously, a ton of people got him in season 1 as well. Like, he was a pretty much must-have for a lot of people's teams. So, again, I think this list is really close. If you have different opinions than me, that's completely fine. I think this is how I'd rank it still, but I mean, you could justify Gugliotta at number 1. You could justify a lot of different changes with this list, I think, if you wanted to. It's opinion based in a lot of ways, especially when the cards are this close together. So with that being said, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.